This is the first lesson of political science. Understanding diversity. India is a land of diversity. Diversity means being different. The difference may be in appearance, in dress, in languages, in food habits, in rituals we perform. For example, all students in a class look different. Their religious, economical background is different. They belong to different social backgrounds. In this way, our class is one of the example of diversity. In our textbook, we are having a short story. In this story, there are two boys named Samir. By chance, both of them meet at Janpath, a short road cross. One is selling newspaper and second is going to school. And for a while they met together. One is from Muslim family and second is from Hindu family. Even though their age group is same, one is selling newspaper and second is going to school. One knows Hindi language only, is used in his family. Second is able to speak in English, is comfortable at English, as well as he could speak Hindi also. In this way, we can speak about the diverse aspects of these two boys. We are just not talking about diversity, we are talking about inequality. Inequality comes about when a person does not have the resource and opportunities that are available to other person. In our society, we can see there are many students, many people even are not getting the sufficient food for eating. Another one, that is the caste system, is also responsible for inequality. Society was divided into different groups depending upon the work that people did. If one was born in a potter's family, one could only become a potter, nothing else. The caste system was considered irreversible. Irreversible means we can't change it. This created a situation of inequality. Next point is, what does diversity add to our lives? Really, diversity is good for us? Yes, diversity enriches our lives. It makes our lives colorful, enjoyable, and fun-filled. Life would be dull and boring without various kinds of dishes to eat, various dresses to wear, and various festivals to celebrate. How boring the grandma stories would have been without different characters, animals, birds, and situations. India is a country of many diversities. We speak different languages, have various types of food, celebrate different festivals, practice different religion. In this way, we enjoy the diversity. The next point of discussion is, how do we explain diversity? Religions become very diverse because of their unique histories. Every religion has its own history. Diversity also comes about when people adapt their livings to the geographical areas in which they live. For example, Konkani people in Maharashtra, they have their unique and different lifestyle. Their food, their wearings, their festivals are different because of their geographical areas in which they live. For example, people living near the sea have different lifestyle from those living in mountainous areas. Centuries ago, people often traveled to various places in search of land or new places to settle in or for doing trade. For example, British East India Company visited India for doing trade, as well as Christianity came in India in Kerala. Vasco da Gama in 1498 reached at Calicut in Kerala, has contributed to enrich the Christianity at that place. They also began to migrate due to war and natural calamities. People stayed at the new place for long time, so their language, food, music, religion, and festival, etc., became a mix of the old and new. We can see the Western culture, religion, language is mixed with Indian language, culture. Let's try to understand. We mean why we say that historical and geographical factors influence the diversity of a region. We can do this by reading about the life in two different parts of the country, Kerala and Ladakh. First of all, we'll take information about Ladakh. It's a desert in the mountains in the eastern part of Jammu and Kashmir. Very little agriculture is possible here since the region does not receive any rain and it covers by snow. For a large part of the year, there are very few trees that can grow in the region. For drinking water, people depend on the melting snow during the summer months. People here keep sheep, and the sheep in this region are special because they produce pashmina wool. This wool is priced, and pashmina shawls cost a lot of money. The people in Ladakh carefully collect the wool of sheep and sell this to traders from Kashmir. Pashmina shawls are cheaply woven in Kashmir. The people eat meat and milk, produce like cheese and butter. Each family owns some goats, cows and dogs. Dogs means cow breeding. Being a desert did not mean that Ladakh did not attract its share of traders. It was considered a good trade route as it had many passes through which caravans traveled to what is today called Tibet. Now the second state, that is the Kerala, is a state in the southwest corner of India. It is surrounded by the sea on one side and hills on the other. A number of spices like pepper, cloves and cardamom are grown on the hills. It is spices that made this region an attractive place for traders. Jewish and Arab traders were the first to come here. The apostle of Christ, Saint Thomas, is believed to have come here nearly 2000 years ago, and he is credited with the bringing Christianity to India. Next traveler, many Arab travelers also come and settle down here. Ibn Battuta, who traveled here a little less than 700 years ago, wrote a travelogue. Travelogue means a story of traveling, in which he describes the lives of Muslims and says that they were a highly respected community. The Portuguese, next trader, Portuguese discovered the sea route to India from Europe when Vasco da Gama landed with his ship here in 1498. Because of all these various historical influences, people in Kerala practice different religions such as Judaism, Islam, Christianity, Hinduism and Buddhism. The fishing nets used here look exactly like Chinese fishing nets and are called Chinawala. Even the utensils used for frying is called China Chatti, and it is believed that the word China could have come from China. The fertile land and the climate are suitable to growing rice, and the majority people here eat rice, fish and vegetables. India is the country of diversity, and India's diversity has always been recognized as source of its strength. So the last point is unity in diversity. It is proved by our freedom struggle, in which women and men from different culture religion, and regional background came together to drive out the British rule. In the Jallianwala Bagh massacre in Amritsar, in which a British general opened fire on a large group of unarmed, peaceful people, killing many wounded even more. Men and women, Hindus, Sikhs, and Muslims, rich and poor, had gathered to protest against the British. The Congress flag was used as a symbol of protest against the British everywhere. India's national anthem, composed by Rabindranath Tagore, in an expression of the unity of India. Jawaharlal Nehru first of all coined the term unity in diversity. In his book Discovery of India, he describes Indian unity. Indian unity is internal, deeper, and inherent. Widest tolerance of belief and custom is prevalent in India since ancient times. We proud for our India and Indian unity. Jai Hind.